Hello, beautiful humans. Welcome back. Today we're talking about slow living and mental health. If you're not currently part of my slow living community, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so that you can be notified when I upload a video. Now let's get into it. Collectively, our awareness about mental health is much greater than ever before, which is a good thing. We all should become more comfortable talking about our mental health. It encourages everyone to be more open and honest about what's really happening in our lives. It's so easy to be friends with someone and not know what's going on below the surface. Finding the courage to admit when we're not feeling our best allows us to reach out for help when we need it most. Sometimes needing help and speaking up about our issues can feel really hard where we're in the middle of it. But initiating discussions around mental health is so beneficial. It changes our perception of what it looks like to have a mental health problem and what we can do to support our mental well-being. A big part of choosing slow living for myself was driven by mental well-being. I became aware that there was a disparity from what I felt like life was demanding of me versus what I could happily give and sacrifice in order to meet those requirements. Our minds are busy and full, and we crave some quiet, but we expect a lot from ourselves and our lives. For our mental well-being and health, we need to allow our minds to find a space to rest, to daydream. And oh boy, does technology make creating this space more of a challenge. We have our phones within reaching distance to turn to for a distraction. By setting ourselves healthy boundaries and making sure we consciously create time when we unplug from technology and the demands of life in general, we can slow down our lives. And slowing down our lives will slow down our minds and thoughts. If we don't provide our minds space to rest and daydream, our mental well-being suffers, and anxiety levels increase dramatically. Anxiety and anxiety disorders are some of the most common mental health disorders in the world. We will all be affected by anxiety in one form or another at some point in our lives. Sometimes it's just beneath the surface, not really affecting our ability to do things, but sometimes it has a much bigger impact on our ability to enjoy life and can even stop us from joining in with things. Living with anxiety can be tiring. Slow living helps me work with my boundaries of comfort and courage. Slow living has helped me to form more positive thought patterns and habits. Encouraging self-compassion and trying to be kind to ourselves when we are not feeling our best will alter how we view ourselves and our mental well-being. Ignoring the should-haves allows us to give ourselves and our bodies what we need. Don't put pressure on yourself to do more. In a world that is becoming increasingly fast-paced and impatient, with people expecting everything immediately, there is something to be said about living life slow. What happens to so many people in their lives is the desire to fulfill a purpose fades, or at least they can't identify their purpose that gets them out of bed every morning. This leads to more apathy toward things we do out of mere necessity, and in turn often exhibits the form of depression, various kinds of anxiety, feelings of low self-esteem, and that feeling that you don't belong. A purpose is inextricably linked to our well-being, and devoting time to finding the inner path of happiness is the key to emotional and mental health. Research points to a direct connection between finding meaning in life and health, and studies have shown a link between greater life satisfaction and having a purpose. It turns out that having a purpose inspires the kind of happiness we often search for without understanding that it is at its core rooted in finding meaning first and foremost. Studies also point out that meaning makes us more resilient to stress, which in turn means being able to fight for what matters most to us and not giving up on the first sign of a challenge. Much of our physical and mental well-being are connected to stress, so the ability to keep it at bay with help of leading a purposeful life is one way to ensure mental fortitude. It's no surprise that the slow living movement has gained its popularity as the world has sped up. It began in Italy in the 1980s, and it is a way of living that encourages you to take your time and enjoy the moments. Are you looking into bringing slow living into your life? Comment below. I really like to know whether you're on a slow living path or whether you're thinking about beginning one or you just now are beginning one. Let's talk about productivity and how it affects your mental well-being. If you're continuously under the impression that you do not have enough time to complete all your tasks, you're going to feel compelled to hurry up and multitask. Now, I discourage that because it will only add to your frustration, causing anxiety and depression to ramp up. Multitasking has been shown to be unproductive. It's better to do one thing at a time and do it well. Slow living is not about being idle, but slowing down can make you more productive. It gives you time to think and make better decisions and help your productivity. Reevaluate your daily routines and determine which tasks are not necessary. Allowing time for our hobbies into our daily routine as a way of relaxing us. Learning to appreciate the time you spend on things will help you in your mindfulness. Being mindful quiets the mind and helps us to enjoy the moment we are in, no matter what we're doing. Even chores are enjoyable when we are mindful and focused at the task at hand. Notice the little things. When changing your lifestyle, whatever lifestyle you choose, remember it doesn't happen overnight. Be realistic. It's okay if you're not sure where to begin. You can view my video on the first steps to slow living located above if you would like a few tips on how to start. Start small and focus on being consistent. Do what works for you. Begin slow living in every aspect of your life, and you will find you feel so good doing it. Pick one small thing to change and work from there. In what area of your life can you see slow living helping you? Let me know in the comments below. Simple living isn't a cure for all stress or hard work in life, but it can help you in many ways. Practice gratitude and begin to enjoy the little moments. Reclaim yourself to the wonders of being still and at rest. Make decisions each day that allow you to slow down. And over time, you can find yourself living a simpler life and hopefully one that brings you great enjoyment. Thank you for spending this time with me. And until next time, remember to be kind to yourself.